At InsurMark, one of our main challenges each year is to make sure our advisors have all kinds of systems and processes to generate new qualified prospects. So, Jeremy, you may say, what you got? Welcome to this week's episode of Advisor Mentorship Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Hauser, and today we have a special guest on as we have a CEO and founder of IFW, Mr. Erik Sussman. Erik, how are we doing today?
Doing fantastic, Jeremy. I hope you're doing well also.
Doing good. Pleasure seeing you a couple of weeks down here in Houston. But I know most people listening today may have saw you out here at our Founders Club experience, and some listeners may be brand new to InsurMark or just listening into this because I mentioned something about marketing. So advisors like marketing. So you mind sharing with the audience, what exactly is IFW?
So IFW, first of all, it stands for the Institute of Financial Wellness. And there's really two parts to the company. We provide financial education, resources, and services to help people live their best life. And that's really on the consumer side. So we are a financial education company that reaches to many, many consumers, millions of consumers that we reach. And we provide great education for them so that they can learn about retirement planning and other financial topics alike. On the advisor side, we are a company that provides these great tools and resources to financial professionals. And one of those tools is a program called the IFW Retirement Roadmap, which are what our consumers request from us. So the consumers that follow us, they request these IFW financial roadmaps. And then we connect our financial professional network to these consumers. And we're like, think of it as a matchmaking service of sorts.
Mm-hmm. So I thought you were going to elaborate on the matchmaking. I thought you had a whole skit on that one.
No, not a whole skip. But I will say that what the consumers want is they want an independent financial professional to guide them through their roadmap experience.
Got it. And so these consumers, so how do they find you? Are y'all sending out mailers or what? How do consumers know who IFW is?
So we have what I call an omni-channel approach. That means we do almost everything out there, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Google, affiliate relationships with other websites around the country. We're soon to be doing TV and radio. So we really get the word out there in a lot of different ways, both digitally and traditionally as well.
Got it. And whenever you mentioned that you have a roadmap that you utilize for helping advisors when they're having conversations with customers are raising their hands with questions about what their roadmap may look like. So talk to us a little bit about what is different about y'all's roadmap, and is there something specific that you find advisors truly appreciate on that roadmap for the consumer?
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, let me just share with you the expectation of the consumer in why they would want to go through an IFW retirement roadmap experience with a financial professional. Number one, they're going to get a really, really accurate score, retirement success score, based on Monte Carlo simulation that is going to show them where they stand. What are their chances of not running out of money? So obviously 100% is the best you can do, right? And that's what we aim for. And we stretch it out all the way to them becoming 100 years old and never running out of money and having 100% certainty to fulfill all their goals and objectives. So that's number one, what the consumer wants from the IFW Retirement Roadmap. Take a snapshot of where they are, where they're going, what their goals and objectives are, and make sure they're on track. In order to provide value to these consumers, we're really finding that we are 80% of the time we're able to improve their financial position, their financial situation. And we do it in really, I would call it 4 key ways, Jeremy. Number one, we show them how they may be able to lower or even possibly eliminate their taxes in retirement. So we're really, really focusing on tax savings techniques that are geared towards retirement. The second thing that is a big worry of many of our consumers is protecting their portfolio from all these market ups and downs. And now is more than ever that is so critical.
Mm-hmm.
Third, we talk about fees, and we're not here to tell consumers that they shouldn't pay fees for investment professionals. That would not be the right message. But what the message is that they should be getting value for the fees that they're paying. And we talk to them and review, and we make sure that the fees that they're paying are being valued, right? That they're getting something for what they're paying. And if they're not, they should reallocate that and reconsider it. And then last, and maybe the most important, is getting the absolute most possible income from whatever they've accumulated over the years, but ensuring that they never run out of money in retirement. So those are the key things that people are requesting these roadmaps for. And we have hundreds of people every single week requesting these roadmaps.
And one thing that I know from advisors who've been using this program for over a year now, one thing that y'all's process really helps educate the consumer with is talking about in the webinars the volatility buffer. And now the verbiage of the software tool really helps the advisor position safety, downside protection with upside opportunity. So can you talk a little bit more about what exactly the volatility buffer is? And then also, how did your team come up with that strategy and what the results have been?
Sure. So number one, I wish that I could tell you that I engineered and created the volatility buffer financial concept. That wouldn't be true. But what I can tell you is true is we wanted to educate consumers. We wanted to provide consumers a really easy way to understand this financial concept. And the financial concept is very simple in that when the stock and bond markets are down, it would be a mistake to take money and use it from there for retirement. So we have another bucket strategy, which oftentimes is a fixed indexed annuity. And that fixed indexed annuity will be accessed when the stocks and bonds are down. And we call that dynamic distributions. And when the consumer takes dynamic distributions, taking money out of the right bucket at the right time, it makes a very, very significant increase in their retirement success score. So we're seeing, I mean, I can tell you hundreds a week, 60% chance of being successful with no extra planning, I'll call it, but a 90 or a 95% or maybe even a 98% chance of success if they use the strategy of the volatility buffer, those dynamic distributions. And the reason, it was very interesting, we didn't start by thinking, let's design a software that does this concept, because we thought it would be out there. And we were searching and searching and searching, and we could not find anything, Jeremy, that would articulate this concept in a way that was easy to understand, easy to input for the advisor, easy to understand for the consumer. And we were very fortunate. We connected with a fintech partner of ours, Wealth Central. And Wealth Central and the IFW have a fantastic partnership where we provide this tool to financial professionals so that they can help their clients and prospective clients make sense out of improving their situation with the use of this tool. And I actually am proud to say, this is the last thing I'll say about it, but it's a patent pending tool because we couldn't find it out there. And we said, we want to protect this. We created it. We wanted to protect it. So I am proud to say that it is patent pending now.
Very cool. And you mentioned, so the relationships you're developing with consumers, people out there, pre-retirees, retirees, you got the advisors. So talk more about what do the advisors do when they partner with you, or how does that work? What are the different ways they can partner with IFW as a financial professional?
Great. So we love working with financial professionals. As you know, we work with so many of the InsurMark Founders Club and many, many other advisors. So anyway, there's basically 3 or 4 ways that financial professionals can utilize the Institute of Financial Wellness. Number one is licensing what I would call the sales system and the software, right? That is really, really a great way for them to be able to tell that story, and it's very efficient. So it's not like a software program or a sales system that takes 3 hours to input. You get a 40-page book. This is a very concise report that we teach the advisors how to walk through with the consumers, and we train them rigorously on how they can do that. And for that, there's a small licensing fee. It's $149 a month, in case anybody's wondering. And with that, you also get some marketing resources. So we're big believers in not just giving a tool and saying, hey, good luck, go figure it out. We want to show you how to utilize the tool. We want to show you how to create activity serving your existing clients and prospective clients as well. So we do a really good job with providing marketing resources. One such resource is a really about a 30 to 40 minute PowerPoint presentation that can be used for webinars. It can be used for live workshops, live dinner events, whatever the advisor wants to use it for, they can use it for that. And that's included in the licensing fee on a monthly basis. And the other thing, and this is true of all of our programs, Jeremy, we're not here to trap people, right? We believe in the entrepreneurial freedom of choice mindset. And we want to provide value each and every day. And if we're not providing value, then we don't want to have that person committed. So in all of our programs, the others that I'll talk about in a minute, we are month to month. You sign up 1 month, and if we drop the ball and we don't deliver on our promises and you're not getting value out of the tool, we will happily, not happily because we'll be disappointed that we let somebody down, but we will gladly, refund, not refund, but stop the monthly program. So that's one way. We call that the standard plan. There's also something called the Standard Plus program that, in essence, it's everything in the standard plan, but we will help the advisor market to their database. So we found in our workings with financial professionals that a lot of them have these big databases of prospects, clients, and they don't have a good call to action strategy on why they should re-engage with that prospect client. And this is a great way to provide value, uncover additional opportunities, and make their clients happy by making sure their clients are going to be okay and have that high success score going into retirement. So that's the standard and the standard plus, as well, in addition, the live educational workshops that are utilized. The last program that we have is called our Enterprise program. And this is a really exciting program because it takes away all the pain points that so many advisors have. Not to go on a tangent about myself, but I've been in the industry for 28 years, and I've been a salesperson. I've been a financial manager. I've been an owner of an agency. I've done it all, and I know the pain points of financial professionals. And one of the biggest pain points is finding the right types of people to work with. And the Enterprise program does just that. It lines up people that are requesting, all of those consumers that we're speaking to every single week, every single month, every single year, that are hearing our messaging. They oftentimes raise their hand and they want the Institute of Financial Wellness Retirement Roadmap Experience. So when they raise their hand for that, we introduce them, as I mentioned previously, to the financial professional, and the financial professional is paying us a monthly subscription fee for those introductions. But it doesn't stop there, Jeremy. One of the things that we found is an additional pain point, again, through my experience, is so many of these appointment generating companies and these connector programs that connect advisors to consumers. The pain point is you get a name and a phone number, and the advisor oftentimes is calling this person 10 times, never to get a hold of them. Mm-hmm. And we just, the time that it costs, the frustration that causes the financial professional to have is it's not fun. And this business is supposed to be fun. So what we do is we take that pain point away and we call these prospective clients. We have a marketing center that reaches out to the prospective client that wants the roadmap, and we connect them. But it gets even better than that. The other pain point that we found that advisors have is what if the financial professional talks to the client and now all of a sudden they find that the client has no assets. They can't help them. That's a little frustrating. Not as frustrating as not being able to get a hold of them, but still frustrating. So we have a program called the Concierge program, where what the concierge does is they do the initial meeting with the prospective client. They gauge them to make sure that the roadmap is right for them and the right roadmap experience demonstration is right for the financial professional. They do a complete fact finder on this prospective client. They set up a meeting for that financial professional and the consumer, And then, and only then, does the financial professional go off on a journey with this consumer. So now they have a teed up prospective client. They're elevated. We believe in elevating the financial professional. I mean, how does that seem? If somebody's calling you and chasing you as a consumer, they're not like held in high regard. Like your dentist doesn't call you and chase you to get your checkup, right? They're the dentist. The doctor doesn't, do that. So the financial professional, we hold them in very high esteem, and we want them showing up for the meeting just like a doctor, just like a dentist, and just showing up, doing their job, and having everything else done for them.
I will say that's probably the reason why our team partnered with you guys is that additional extra step that your group utilizes with the concierge as they reach out, having the opportunity to where, especially the one or two man shops that we might work with, they just don't have time to funnel through 40 to 50 people and, to your point, chase them. And to also your point, yeah, it's about attracting the customer, and that's not too attractive when you're having to call someone 6 or 7 times. So the concierge doing the fact finder for the advisor has been very beneficial. We've had some of the concierges, in fact, on behalf of your company, we've had them actually reach out to those prospects prior to the call, as they're not just talking up their IFW specialists, which would be the advisor that they partnered with them with, but they'll also go ahead and send them a message before the call just to double check. Or if they didn't show up for the call, they'll reach out to that prospect to get them back onto the Zoom call and see if they need to reschedule. So there really is, it's almost like a team effort around an advisor for someone who's just a one man or one woman shop. It's been a good fit. And as you saw, actually at our Founders Club experience, when your team shared to the advisors that we had that qualified for that, you talked about the 3 levels here, and the last one, the marketing, a lot of people were excited about. And in fact, you probably don't know this. Actually, you probably do know this. But one of the guys that, one of the advisors that was there who signed up for the program so that was less than a month ago, I think your team's already generated about 5 appointments for that advisor. And the first 2, so this is one of my colleagues here, Tony, he was sharing with me with one of his advisors. And I think the first 2, both prospects, a little over 2 million of assets that they were looking at. The third and fourth one, it actually got better. It was like 3 and 4 million. So he's obviously a happy camper, obviously, for that. Now, your team, all you can do is get them to the dance. So providing the value, provide a qualified prospect to the advisor. That's where InsurMark and all of our resources should help out at point of sale, on top of the volatility buffer software tool of how to engage that customer and bring them forth from prospect to client. But I can say that y'all's group continues to do that across the country with a lot of advisors. So it's been a really good partnership. And going back to that concierge service, I think that's something that separates, wouldn't you say, from your marketing?
Absolutely. And again, going back to it, remember who I am. I'm a 28-year veteran in the financial services business that has trained, mentored, and provided value to sales professionals my whole life. And we built this program in a way that, it's not rocket science, but I can feel the advisors not being able to get a hold of people, call 10, 12 times. That's not the experience that we wanted to provide for an advisor. And we don't think that that's the advisor's job. We think the advisor's job is to help clients get from where they are to where they want to be. So we took it upon ourselves to solve that problem for the financial professional. And we wake up every single day. It's very simple. Everybody at our company knows one thing. If we help the advisors succeed, and that's just one at a time, helping each advisor, connecting them with the right people, doing good fact finders, showing them how to use the tool, the sales system and software, training them on the sales process, confirming their appointments, making sure they're happy. That's what we do. And if we do that really, really well, everything else takes care of itself.
Mm-hmm. And I know we've talked about it a couple of times. I've talked about it more than you. So the Founders Club experience, so your team came down there, or came down here to Houston, joined us for that. We had a little over 40 advisors that qualified for that once a year experience. So what was your takeaway? I'd love to ask you. So what did you think?
I told you this before when unsolicited. It was a great experience spending time with the quality organization that you guys are. Some of the things that I got from it, and that I would share with other advisors, and those that are existing advisors know this, but it's a really nice culture. It's a family culture. It's a fun culture. It's a service-oriented culture. And I think that's why we do so well together, Jeremy, because we both believe in the same things. If we help the advisors succeed, and I know InsurMark is all about this, helping the advisors succeed, being supportive of them, being loyal to the advisor. And if you guys do that, which is what you do, that was the feeling that we received. And it was fun too. You had a great entertainer there, blew people's minds. And it was just a fun event. We went to the rodeo together, and it was just fun. It was easy. It wasn't stuffy. It was easy. It was natural. It was genuine. That's how I would describe it.
Oh, good to hear. Good to hear you had positive feedback. I'm sure the escort service to the rodeo wasn't bad either.
So the police you're talking about.
Yeah, well, for good reasons, not bad, but yes.
Right, exactly.
So one of the last questions here. So what does the future hold? So we're, a quarter into the year. What's the future hold for IFW for the remainder of this year?
So I am, as I mentioned, I'm always excited, but there's some recent things that I don't even know if I shared with you yet, Jeremy. But we are developing, another, I don't want to call it a pain point, but another challenge the financial professionals have is sometimes case design. How much should I put in the annuity? How much should I put in the assets under management? All these kinds of questions and playing around. How much should I do in a Roth conversion? All these questions, and I call that case design. We are in the process right now of developing machine learning / artificial intelligence so that you can press a button. Once you input the client data, you can press a button in the IFW Retirement Roadmap software program, and it'll actually come out with the most efficient, optimized retirement distribution strategy for the prospective client. So that takes away, probably the most time that it takes to present to a client artificial intelligence based on historical norms that always seem to work. So we're super, super excited about being ahead of the curve on that. The other thing we're super excited about is our TV and media campaign that we're going to be launching very soon. So not only are we going to be a digital firm and marketing in that regard, but we're going to do television, radio, all those types of things. So we're excited about that. And just to continue, see, the better the brand and the trust, we have hundreds of Trustpilot reviews from consumers. Our job to consumers is very simple. We want to help them make good, agnostic decisions about their money. We're not trying to say you should, one of our mantras is never say never, never say always. It depends, right? When it comes to those financial decisions, it's not always do an annuity. It's not never do an annuity. It's not always do managed money, and it's not never do managed money. It's really a customized plan and a customized experience for each consumer to help them get where they want to get. And there's not that many financial institutions that don't have an agenda that they're driving. So what we want to do is continue to build trust by not having an agenda, just simply helping consumers get educated and then meet with an independent financial professional, which is our mantra. We're not big believers in the big box, money managers and those kinds of things where there's, let's not get too off on a tangent about that, but let's just say clean, agnostic information that's not agenda driven. It's not from a media personality trying to create controversy. It's real, honest, authentic financial education. So we help the consumers with that. And as we build the trust, what's great, and we, as you know, we train the financial professionals rigorously. We vet them. We don't just bring anybody onto our team. They're representing us and we're representing them. So it's a team approach. And the fact that our brand is going to continue to grow stronger and stronger, it'll make that much better of an introduction for the financial professional. So there's only one reason why somebody won't do business. If the roadmap says you've got a 60% probability of success doing it the way you're currently doing it and a 95% chance doing it the way the financial professional in the IFW is suggesting, there's only one reason they won't do it, maybe two. Number one, they don't trust it, or number two, they don't understand it. And we have to, we're constantly building the brand and building the trust in the communities all around America. And, we're helping advisors make sense of it and use the tools to make it easy for the consumers to understand. So that's our mission, and that's what we do each and every day.
Good stuff. Well, That is very, very insightful. As we wrap up, any last words for the audience, words of wisdom for IFW?
Words of wisdom for financial professionals. I think clarity on who you want to be is very important. So I think we're always running our business in a way that sometimes the business is running us, and we need to run the business. So I think that's a thing to be thinking about. Take a step back and think to yourself, how can I run the business, and work on your business, not always in your business. So that's a big take-home message, a big high-level concept that I would encourage people to think about. We work in our business at the IFW, but we're constantly working on our business. So, and the way you do that, I think, is, and by the way, that's why we set it up this way. We don't want financial professionals spending 10 hours a week chasing down appointments, right? We want them showing up. We want that 10 hours. We want to give that back to the advisor and have the advisor reflecting, working on their business, maybe seeing more people, right? There's a couple of ways to do better, and that's see more people or see better quality people. So I think just, the word of wisdom to a financial professional that's listening in is just take a step back every so often and just work on your business, not only in your business.
Good stuff. Well, thank you, Erik, for your time today. And as we continue to grow year over year here at InsurMark, we continue to provide multiple systems and processes for our partnered advisors, hopefully to add value to their business and, most importantly, efficiently, to your point, leverage their time more effectively. Also, thank you to the listener for tuning in to this week's episode, and make sure to follow us on LinkedIn at Jeremy Hauser and subscribe to the Advisor Mentorship Podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And remember, in a world full of betas, be an alpha.